Uh,
Okay.
Good afternoon, my friends from all over the world. If you are in the United Kingdom or Nigeria, good afternoon. And to all our viewers in the United States, good morning. And to those in Canada, in the United Arab Emirates, I think is you're probably in the middle of the night. And if you're in Australia, it will be good evening or you are right in the middle of the night now. Thank you everyone for joining in. With me here today is popular ace comedian extraordinaire uh, Holy Malam, and I'm excited to have him in the studio with me. We are live already on Facebook. My friends on Facebook say hi. Let me just quickly fetch that link for my friends on Facebook. And Holy Malam, welcome. I'm going to send you that link shortly so that our friends on Facebook can follow from there. How are you today, by the way? I'm still going to introduce you properly. We are doing mic checks now. How are you? How are you? How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, sir. I'd
Okay.
like to have it on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Yes,
Awesome.
so that all
Okay.
our friends can join us. But I'm doing great. I'm good to see you again, sir.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm trying to send you the link now on your WhatsApp. The
Okay.
link on Facebook. You got it on your WhatsApp.
What's one
Yes.
second? Let me quickly do. Let me get you on WhatsApp.
Yeah, that's for Facebook. Is there? Let me quickly head up to X to send the link on X for those who would like to watch from X. We are excited to be here. Let me go to X right now. And thank you for coming in to join us. Oli Malam, we do not take for granted your presence with us this afternoon to glean and lean on your understanding concerning comic intelligence. We are grateful that you are in the room with us. Thank you so much. I hope Oli is not out of the room. Can you hear me, Oli?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I quickly went to post it on Facebook. So
Okay, so many
yeah,
of your friends can also follow from there.
yes, sir.
That's really
And
nice. I'm going to figure out X. Go on.
X.
Yeah, that is, I'm trying to figure out our link on X so that I can reach out to as many as possible. Do you have, Oli, do you use LinkedIn by the way?
Yes, but I'm not very active on LinkedIn. Like,
You're not very active on LinkedIn. Okay. Why
not
not?
just yet.
Why not?
Mm.
Why not? Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, so why are you not very strong on
I'll work on it later. I told you before.
yes, you did. You did. Okay, for those on X, I just managed to fetch you the link. For those on X, you can go me just to LinkedIn. We're also on YouTube. For my friends on YouTube, let me do LinkedIn in the meantime. What an
Okay.
awesome afternoon. And brother Olimalam must be
Have you
fondly
sent it to me, sir?
coming. X is on the main Kairos chat group. That's for LinkedIn. Sorry, for X. I'm about to post LinkedIn now.
Okay. Let me go get that one as well.
All right. God bless you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Awesome time of fellowship together. Okay, I think we are good to go. I have Facebook, X, LinkedIn all up. I'm excited to be here. Glory to God. Glory to God. All right, do we have any? Oh, Oli, you're not in the room anymore. Okay, while we wait for brother um Oli Malam to come in.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I
Why?
was trying to.
You're
I don't.
logging.
This the same thing happened. So each time you send me the link and I'm trying to post it, it takes me off temporarily. So I think we should just leave it like that. Do the posting on your end, and people can watch it later. I guess.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Thank
I would
you.
have liked Instagram as well, but if it doesn't work, no problem. Just go ahead.
Okay.
But those
Thank you
on
so
Facebook
much.
can see us. Yes, sir.
Yes, I think I'm also can see us. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm grateful. I'm thankful to God. I'm among the living. We're doing great. We're doing well.
Amen. So how's the experience been for you? How many years ago have you been in comedy? How has the experience been so far?
Uh Next month, December, next month makes it 25 years actually.
Oh my, that you've been in
Makes
comedy.
it Yes, makes it 25 years since I stepped out, since I took the bold step to should I use the word commercialize comedy? Because I've
Oh,
always been, I used to be seen as this unserious guy sometimes, laughing, joking, and all those. But 25 years ago, and I thank God for my friends. I was an instrumentalist, my instrumentalist friend, church then.
mhm,
There were comedians who would come to church. There was this Hosanna night we used to have then. They would come, and I was a drummer, I was a percussionist, but I used to make them laugh during rehearsals, during service. And after some time, I remember vividly, Kennedy got well, Moyiwa. Those guys just told me, say, guy, you funny now. You said if you do this thing. They said, and I quote, you said if you do this thing, yeah. And I used to, I was very confident and comfortable around my friends, my inner circle. There were not
mhm,
so many. I was I was like a boss then, but generally, I was shy. I had low self esteem, but people didn't know. People didn't know. Drumming would help me mask that. I didn't need to express myself before anybody. But they pushed me. My friends pushed me. I didn't even know that I would talk about this part, the low self-esteem part. When I was growing up, I had a family member who who spoke to me repeatedly that I was nothing. And I had a class teacher, I was in primary two then, who also made me. She didn't talk, but she was mean, so I couldn't express myself. So I felt I was nothing. I grew up with that. I lived with that, and even till the early days, university days. As a student of Lagos State University, I would see people come around me, ladies sometimes, talk to me and all of that. But I was very shy. Shy, I had low self esteem. Okay, let me even say it. It's when you have self esteem, you know whether it's high or low. In my in my situation, I had no self esteem, no self esteem. But I mean, that's in the past. We're here now. So 25 years ago, December makes it 25 years since I started. That was the first time I got paid to make people laugh.
Wow.
Oh yeah, so I'd been doing it in church, and it was monthly. Um, but 25 years ago was when I got paid. So for me, that's my 25th anniversary. So if you look at it, maybe 26, 27 years, but 25 years ago was when I got paid. And for me, it was 500 naira. 500 naira in different denominations. 5 naira, 20 naira, 10 naira. It was plenty for me. For me, year 2000, it was a big deal because in 1996, I worked somewhere where they make doing cubes. I worked there as a casual staff
Oh,
from 96 to 98,
wow.
2 years. And I remember that I used to be paid 1,200 monthly. So a few
Oh,
years
wow.
after I left doing, they invite me to make people laugh. I was MC, no experience, nothing, but I could make people laugh. So we had. You also went to LASU. So I attended Ojo campus. Faculty of Arts, then Communication Arts. So they had this joint Christian fellowship thing, and I started my comedy. But I was a local, my church then. Then I had these friends. I'm looking for them. God will help me find them. They were members of our church. I'm trying to remember their names. It's Cynthia. Two of them. They belonged to Foursquare Campus Fellowship. So they told me, they said I should
Okay.
come. So I went all to join Campus Fellowship. So MFM, Redeem, all of them, everybody was there. So
Mhm.
they introduced me to Pastor Durujayi, Pastor Sheyi Durujayi. I will never forget him, and I hope he sees this video. 25 years ago. So it was on it was an open ground, where we used to take photographs then. It was big. It was big. So I went to meet him. I said, so they spoke to him on my behalf. They said, he can make people laugh. Comedy, gospel comedy, well, comedy was not popular in church at the time, 25 years ago. So it was a risk for him, and he was the one presiding over the meeting. I think it was a host pastor at the time, but it was a joint campus fellowship. I will never forget. So he called me. He said, he took me somewhere. They were doing praise and worship. Then he called me behind. He said, "That what kind of jokes do you want to tell? Yeah, tell me one or two." So he did the audition for me there. The audition took place, and then he approved. So he gave me seven. He said 7 minutes. He will give me 7 minutes. So I when they gave me the microphone, 7 minutes. 7 minutes down to 15 minutes. And that was the first time ever. And for someone who had low self-esteem, for me to face I had faced the church crowd before. I was comfortable, my church members, right? When I started, I think we had about 2,000 people gather every month. Yeah, it used to be called Hosanna Night. I don't know if they still do it. Ultimate Power Ministry there many, many years
Mhm,
ago. So that
mhm,
was where I started. And
mhm.
2,000 people when I started in church. This audience was bigger and of course diverse. So for me, how I how I survived it that day, I was fearless. I just wanted to. It was an opportunity I've been waiting for. And so fortunately for me, it worked. People laughed. I could see waves of laughter like this, and I was very crude. The Hausa intonation and all those things. Yeah. And from that time, I received the first invitation, Foursquare Gospel Church, Jebako Dome.
Wow.
I will never forget. Yeah, Pan Group Onipan, the interiors. I did their Christmas carol. I will never forget. Usoro, Harold, Abayomi, Banjo. Who else? I'm trying to remember. But those guys were the ones. They were the ones. They were university students. They invited me, and that was it. 500 naira. After they paid me, after they paid me from that place, from Onipan to Okuku, where I stayed. It was a vigil. I did not sleep. Oh. I held the money like my destiny depended on it. It was extra adrenaline for me, so I didn't fall asleep until I got home. But that was the first time I got paid, and that was the first time I was invited to do anything like that. And from there, I met a man, Evangelist Darlington, who introduced me to Circle of Stars, Compassion Band, and that was when I started appearing on TV. If people remember. And so that man, Pastor Kalejai, Pastor Durujai, Pastor Sheyi Durujai, and my friends from my church, my sisters, I'm looking for them, I'll find them. That was how it started. So 25 years ago. Sorry for the long story, but that's how it started. Um, that's how it started. 25 years. And we're still growing, sir.
Any lessons on the journey? Any deep
Oh, a lot.
lessons on any?
Oh, a lot. A
Can you
lot.
tell
A lot,
us?
sir. A lot. I've met all kinds of people. I see life from a different perspective. I see life as simple yet complex. I've met different classes of people. I've met MDs. I've met HR. I've met. I've worked with all kinds of businesses. I've virtually every sector: oil and gas, government, state, local government, federal. I've met 10 presidents, 11 presidents, I think. Yeah, technically, 11 presidents. It didn't start like that immediately. It was a gradual thing. Remember, I told you I was MC at the carol service. It was all night. I was not a professional yet. I just had the raw talent of making people laugh. And they gave me a program of event that I followed. Unfortunately, um, I started in church. I started Christian comedy. I decided to make it that way. I just wanted something clean, church, um, to that could carry family along, carry everyone along, and not no obscenity, no vulgar jokes, nothing. That was the foundation. I enjoyed, and so it has helped me in my career. I've learned a lot. If we were to go into the things I've learned, we won't live here today. But I know that life should life life is easy. Life is simple. We human beings are the ones who have made it complex. Uh,
Please
life
break that
life
down.
is an
These human beings are
sir.
the ones that made this complex. Please break that down.
Yes, yes, sir. From what I've learned over the years, life is meant to be very simple, straightforward, and easy. But we human beings are the ones who make it complex. I've interacted with all kinds of people. Trust me, from church level to friends to So that gives me the conclusion that life itself is a it's hard work. Life itself is hard work. I've had friends, who were together. Then I started doing my comedy thing, gave me a little bit of exposure. That means I will not be as I won't be seen regularly as much as I used to be. in church, so that means I'll start going to other places. I'll be invited, and as time goes on, it will become more and more. The more I go out, the more I'll be invited, the more I'll be visible, and the more um, I will have to leave church. So that was a problem, local level. um then I started, and what exposure does is that you meet all kinds of people, so you
Mm.
start having connections, you start building your social capital. It has its merits, it has its demerits. So I meet all kinds of people, very straightforward people, not so straightforward people, and some people who very interesting people. I mean, um, I've learned and I'm still learning. I've done events for companies. Okay, before I jump into the companies, weddings.
Mm.
I did a lot of weddings. I can't count anymore.
Mm.
Where they give me advance, uh, promise to pay me later, and now their children are in their 20s. They are my balance is still with them. I dashed them. Their children are married now, actually. Yeah, because if my first child will be 20 next year. Yeah, so
Wow.
those ones are actually, yeah. So those ones have given birth. Let me add this joke to it. There was a person whose wedding I did, and year one, year two, 2.5 years after, I was still calling them for my balance. And the last time I called them, it was their child that picked the phone. A child that
Wow,
was
for
not there
real.
when they got married. It was a baby. It was just rambling the baby talk, and that was the last time. That was the last time I called them. So I have that experience. I have places where I was invited, and I didn't. It was not about money. The fact that I could make people laugh, and I could see the immediate effects, the response, and how
On
people
people's
would
side.
laugh, and sir, I would be
On people,
vulnerable. Sometimes some people would shed tears, people will fall, laugh, and some people will hold their, it was fun. It is fun for me. I love that aspect. There were some events I attended, they didn't have money, and they didn't tell me. And I too didn't have money for transportation. So what they gave me, they gave me a bottle of wine. That was the honorarium they gave me, and I accepted it. Blue cocktail, that's the name of the thing. Blue cocktail. That's the name of the drink they 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 gave me, and I appreciated it. The fact that I could make people laugh. You know, uh, are you there, sir?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. So the fact that I could make people laugh and make people forget their sorrows. I mean, temporarily. Only God can take your sorrows away. We human beings just try our best possible. And I've not said this in a long while. Now that I'm attending the 25-year mark, I want to use this opportunity to thank God and to thank everyone who has ever followed me or believed in me. It's a privilege to be part of the few who can be referred to as comedians,
Mm.
humorists, humor merchants, because it takes a very special grace for you to play this role that I'm in.
Mm.
You don't learn it. You don't
Mm.
learn it. If you're not wired for it naturally, it may be very difficult. Yeah, you can learn, virtually everything can be learned. But you see, this one comes as a special grace. You have to be wired for it. And if people do not know, comedians are about the most intelligent people in the world. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Comedians are an average comedian is exceptionally intelligent, you know.
Wow. That's
Um,
deep. That's deep. That's
yes.
deep.
Spur of the moment, like me now. Most of the time, sometimes you have materials you may want to use, but spur of the moment, those those jokes that just come like that. In 30 seconds, it has come. You have filtered it. And remember that I told you that anything that has that is vulgar, that has obscenity in it. I can't do. I studied, so I thought I was going to be a journalist, media practice. So there's this course we did, ethics, the ethics of the profession. So there are do's and don'ts of the profession. Nothing obscene, nothing slanderous, nothing, that has obscenity in it. So the ethics. So if you do it right, that means you are ethically sound. But if you don't, then they say the thing is unethical, right? So that helped my foundation as well. So my negative things, vulgar stuff, I didn't do. So in 30 seconds, you have an opportunity to come up with something. 30 seconds or less, you come up with a joke, you filter out anything that may have to do with obscenity or vulgar whatever, and you deliver it, and people are laughing. It takes a very, very high level of grace. You pick stuff up and quickly, So I went to Ife one time many years ago. Some guys wanted to frustrate me. Yeah, I think they said they were our guys or something. I can't remember. It was a full hall. Oh, this one, yeah, hey. They said people will usually double it. Hey, I said, how? I came here to make you guys laugh. I was the MC, so I, I just came up with something. I can't remember what it was. I just picked on one, two. I didn't insult them. I just gave them an idea of what I thought was happening. So I said, the next person that speaks, everywhere went quiet. They said I was the only one at the time. I don't know if other people have survived it. They won't listen to you. You must dobale, lie down, prostrate. I said no. No, so I just picked one of them. I gave the person's analysis. I said, "You're going to do this." He was showing me a red card. He was blowing whistle. I said, "Wow." So I conducted deliverance for him. It was comedy, right? And I waited. I said, "The next person who speaks will be next." And that was it. Everybody kept quiet. They were obedient. We enjoyed the show from beginning to the end. And that was it, without insulting anybody, without calling anybody out. And you see, when you have an audience, always know. I learned. I had to learn, not the hard way. I had to learn. You don't make people laugh at the expense of one person or a few people. No, you carry everybody along, so that when they go back, their mental forward works and they are ruminating, they're pondering on whatever it is you said. They will be glad that they attended your event. There will be 0% that will say, "Oh, I went for this event. This guy made me the subject. Oh, he embarrassed me." No, that's me. That's what I chose to do. So, I mean, it takes a level of intelligence to understand that everybody has to be carried along. And in a very short moment, you come up with a joke, you deliver it professionally, you know, and so I'm not forming. I'm just grateful to God that over the years, God has helped me do that. And, it only gets better. This is 25 years. I had to go learn the art of being an MC. I read books on public speaking. I went to meet mentors, quite a number of them. I don't want to mention their names. Some of them are still living, and some of them have gone to be with the Lord. I had to learn the art of MC. So it is that art of MC that I learned that started introducing me to businesses, sir. The first few years were not funny because to start with, what I had was what I wore. I started with coats. So when people hear this joke about, hey, guys talking about coats, there's a difference between coat, there's a difference between coat and suit. I started it because that was my experience. Most of the times my jokes are real. I narrate stories. So it was coat I had. And I told them, my sister, the shoulder part and all those things. When I appeared, an MC should be an MC an MC, a comedian should grace occasions, right? But my parents disgraced the occasions. So there are some of them till now they've not paid me my balance. I just but I started with those coats. Coats, yeah, that was what I started with, not suits. We couldn't buy nice suits then. And people still some. I remember one time I went for an event and they looked at me. One lady looked at me and said, "Are you the MC?" That thing almost took my soul away. But I survived the event. So I started with little or nothing, but gradually I had to learn the art of being an MC. I had comedy already, but I had to be professional. I had to go and learn. I had mentors. I read books. I watched shows. My English, my language, my proficiency in English had to be worked on. Fortunately, I was trained by the USAID, Johns Hopkins University. So it also coincided with when I was taking courses with them, workshops and all those. So it helped me and it helped build myself confidence, my self esteem. So over the years, I mean, I've said more than I've spent how many minutes now trying to explain the experience, what the experience has been. It- we can't summarize it in 1 hour. It won't be enough. 25 years, I've seen a lot, but I've seen a lot of governors, MDs, every sector, oil and gas, uh, and the energy sector, local and international, ministries, education, pharmaceuticals, state the presidency, Aso Rock, many times. Different presidents, some whose daughters got married, governors whose daughters or wives celebrated, pastors, GOs, weddings, housewarming, all kinds of events, all kinds in 25
So what?
years. Plenty,
Mm,
plenty. And I've met people in the
mm,
process, sir.
mm.
Sorry, sir,
So
I'm
what?
listening.
No, what you're saying right now is that comedy for you has been a platform upon which you met a lot of people.
Oh, yes. For me, comedy has, yes, yeah. Nothing else would have exposed me to that wouldn't have given me that reach, wouldn't have made me that visible. I probably would have been somewhere. I wanted to do media practice. That was what I thought. But comedy expedited my growth and my visibility.
If you place it side by side, without
Yes, sir.
comedy, you will not have gotten to this height at all. In fact, there are many places and many wonderful places you would never have been to if not for comedy.
I would never, I would never have come close in my wildest imagination. No, 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 never. So comedy made me who I am. Comedy
Mm,
exposed me to the world.
mm. What you're saying
10
is really
presidents. Oh, yeah. 10, 10,
10,
10 presidents.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10
Yes.
presidents. Wow, that's
Some
a
of them
lot.
were, yes, sir. Some of them were present. Some of them were ex-presidents. There was a time I did an event a, for a group of people then, and it was for the past president of Nigeria, Papa
Mm,
Obasanjo in Abeokuta. Oh yeah, it was a big event, very big. And there was another president from Ghana who was with him, who was his friend at the time. And there were lots of governors. I was in charge. I was one with the microphone. Whatever I told them to do, they did. I was in charge at the time. And there's a way I play with my audience in a very respectful way. So that next time when they see me, they're comfortable. They don't think anyone is going to pick on them or throw jabs at them or. Yeah, yeah. At that event, so two at that event. There was one I did, well, the Vanguard. I think that yeah, they had a dinner. It was their annual event. Uh, the past president too, the president Babangida was there. I remember. Yeah, and I was the MC. In my tuxedo, my boat, things had changed then. We had, I was not as lean as I used to be. My English was better, and I'd been tested and trusted, of course, for them to make me massive ceremonies at an event where you'd have an MC. I'm sorry, an ex-president, and captains of industry and everything. So at some point, I saw where he was seated. At some point, I left what I was doing, and it was on national TV. I just said, "Sir, I know you have been our head of state, you have been our leader. Your power belonged and still belongs to you to some extent or to an extent." Then this was my comment. I said, "Sir, but now I'm with the microphone. I have power to." And so I said, "If you stand up," and indeed, everybody was clapping and laughing. And it was on national TV. I mean, it was fun and without insulting him, without insulting anybody, without making people uncomfortable in the audience. It was just fun. So that makes three. Then I'd been to Aso Rock a few times to go and do events. Some were televised. A lot were not televised. And me, I like those types that are not televised. So that people don't know where I've been to, who I've seen, what entered my pocket, and for my safety. Yeah. And there was time we had this show on TV, MC Abe, TA, and I, UEC Lafa. Everybody would see us on TV. So as I'm going for my event, I'm going to Benin, I'm going to Kano, Kaduna. People are seeing me. I've been blessed. I've been blessed.
Mm.
I've met 10 presidents, 11 actually, because
Wow.
I was working with USAID, and that was when I started. Um, President Clinton came to Nigeria then with President Obasanjo. So there was a handshake because the USAID helped me. So yeah, so
Mm.
that's the 11th president. The remaining 10 are from Africa. Um, Two female presidents. Um, at the time, um, Liberia and is he Equatorial Guinea or something? President, I won't mention his name, was in power then. So there were three in the audience. And there's a level of exposure. There's a level of there's a level of professionalism you must have to sit in a room with presidents or even governors. You're not just going there to observe or sit. You're invited to be MC or co-MC. So if you are not disciplined, if you do not have a level of professionalism, you will not be there. So I'm privileged and I'm
Mm.
thankful that over the years, yeah. So when you say 10 presidents, so imagine the number of CEOs I've met. Imagine the
Congrats.
number of ambassadors I've met. Imagine the
Mm.
number of governors. I mean, all kinds. I didn't know
Congratulations.
it would be like that. But as time went by, I just thought that, oh,
Mm.
really? So comedy for me is good. I mean, just the same way every other person will carry out their assignment. Everybody is on an assignment. Understand what yours is. Fortunately for me, in my early 20s, I understood mine. I had friends who pushed me into it. And I sought knowledge. I like to, whatever I choose to do, I like to do it well. So I sought knowledge. I looked for mentors, people who helped me. I don't know if I should mention my mentors now. I don't want to mention one and not mention the other. Okay, I'll try. I'll try. I'll try so that you understand that
Go
this
ahead.
individual called Holy Malam today is a product of many people. Many people have invested in me. So I don't
Mm.
see myself as this guy good or one of the best guys. No, people helped me. There were times
Mm.
it looked as if I was going astray to speak
Mm.
pidgin English. No, I don't do it anymore. At the beginning, 25 years ago, speaking English, I stopped it. So that helped me. That made me eligible to stand before these guys, these presidents and CEOs and organizations. And I've seen money. There's a level that you can never get to if you are still local content. So I'll start in this order, the way I saw them and how they helped me. Dr. Livia Jonoma of blessed memory. He used to take me with him. He just take me with him to events. So he will be MC, I'll be comedian. And that was how I met the present president. That was
Mm.
how I started meeting her. Yeah, and first lady. Oh yeah, 1999. 99 from 99. Okay, 99. 2000 actually. They came in 99, but 2000 when I started. You remember? So I was doing church. Then I met him at that Circle of Stars Compassion Band, where
Mhm,
Evangelist Darlington introduced me to with
mhm,
Uncle
mhm,
Shegun Odegbami then, and that was
mm,
how I met Dr. Olivia Jonah. You see the
mm,
connection? So he started taking me to his events. So I started learning how to be an MC because I'll just do comedy. So we did many years. The Nation Today on TV, NTA.
mm, mm.
Okay, sorry, we lost connection. Sorry about that.
Yes,
Can you hear
please.
me? Yeah. So
Yes.
uh Dr. Olivia Jono, I did interviews, NTA, The Nation Today. So he gave me a lot of exposure. Uncle Yinka Craig of blessed memory as well. You know, Dr. Ikenna Ndagoba. I met him when the first time I ever went to Aso Rock. That was in 2000 and yeah, I think 2002. I think yeah. But I have my mentors that are still living, wonderful men who have helped me. Um, Pastor Itwa Godalo. I remember. I can't tell you everything he told me, but he's responsible for how far I've gone, how I speak, how I conduct myself when I stand before these people. Uncle Shola Jadi, Uncle Sonny Rabo, Dr. Henry Nzeku, Uncle Bisi Olatilo. Let me see. I'm trying to remember if did I mention Pastor Itwa? Oh yeah. When Dr. The man who authored Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, when he visited Nigeria, I was the one they chose to be MC at the event. They said they wanted someone who would be, So I went and I saw him and he told me how to approach the event. It was good. It was good, and I do not take those things for granted. I appreciate Dr. Stephen Covey of blessed memory. Yeah, he gave me the eighth habit and he he autographed it. I'm saying all of this so that people will understand that um, whatever you choose to do in life and you put everything in it, you develop yourself, you acquire skills necessary, it will take you very, very, very far. But in this case, we're talking about humor, we're talking about comedy. It's a privilege that I'm one of the practitioners of it and has done a lot for me. I've been invited to events, not social events now, corporate events, like a bank, a department of a bank is having like a conference or they're having a workshop. I sit with them. I'm a student like them. I'm learning, and we have the consultants, the facilitators who speak, and I'm part of them. And intermittently, I just make them laugh. So I'm the funny man in the class, and it helps them to assimilate.
Mm.
It helps them to assimilate. It helps their productivity, sir.
Wow.
But we don't talk about this. You don't see it on TV. No, you don't. You don't. And that's why I know a little about a lot. I know a
Wow.
little about, yeah. So they have a conference for management staff of this company. And they say,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, we're having a retreat. We're going to somewhere in Badagry, and I'm part of them. So I breakfast, lunch, and all of that. We're discussing. I'm learning with them. My writing materials are with me. But intermittently, someone is trying to sleep or what. I make the class lively. And at the end of the day, they assimilate, they remember all the things they taught. So I'm like a student, but I create humor with them in the class and I'm paid for it. That's an experience. Those are experiences I will never, never, never forget. As I'm speaking, I'm remembering a lot of them, a lot of them. a lot of different organizations, many, many times, and I'm paid for it, you know. So, um, comedy for
Wow.
me, I don't know if any other thing would have helped me, but comedy has helped me a lot. Family members, friends, all kinds of people. Oh, church. I've stood before like 60,000 people, 70,000 people before I joined Winners. You know, Winners like a minimum of 50,000 per time. No, not
Wow.
what are you talking about? Overflow. Sometimes 70,000, 100,000. Yeah,
Wow.
when we have a joint. Yeah, yeah. Um, so I just look back and I look at it that this me. So I was born into a. My father was rich when I was born. My real name is Adebayo, right? My father had just come back from England. So it was, oh, Adebayo. That was the name he gave me. You know, and things were going well. He was an insurance broker. This was an insurance manager. Worked with Hog Robinson at the time. I don't know if they're still there. I had a lot of friends who had their own companies. And my dad was doing well. We lived in Festac. I went to Laura Nursery and Primary School. You know, we're living a duplex. I was an Ajebota. But as time went by, things started changing. Money was going down. So we saw life. Then we went to Kuku, where I started learning real life. And, you know, things were not as good. So, as catching fish, catching squirrel, catching bushmeat, you know, I had to learn how to live life. And it was from that Okuku I started my comedy. It was when things were down, I started my
Mm.
comedy. At some point, I sold pure water for my mother, you
Wow.
know,
You
as
still
a
pure
student
water?
of last. Oh, yes, yes, I did. I did. People think it's a joke. Yeah.
Oh,
I had an interview with my friend last year, Teju Babyface, and I was saying, "Oh, this." I just said a little thing, some things about life, what I'd seen, and someone wrote, he said, "What is this guy saying?" Yeah, Winners when he was there, you know, he told us that he came from a poor background, and it's comedy, it's fiction, it's
wow.
it's a story I'm telling, you know. At some point things went down, right? Um, yeah, but you know, we can talk about it. And in comedy, exaggeration is allowed. Exaggeration is allowed. What are
Mm.
we saying? We're narrating stories.
Mm-hmm.
It's fictional. Not all
Mm-hmm.
of it is true. But what are
Mm-hmm.
we trying to achieve? We're trying to
Mm-hmm.
make you understand that whatever problems you had, you're allowed to forget them temporarily. And it's possible that you forget them permanently. We don't want you to dwell on the problems. We
Mm.
want to give you hope. We want you to see the brighter future. We want you to
Mm.
see the light at the end of the tunnel because life can be difficult. Like I said earlier, it's
Yeah.
meant to be easy, but we human beings have made it complex, difficult, unbearable sometimes because life is about interests. Life is
Mm.
about interests,
Mm.
political, religious,
Mm.
organizational, all kinds of
Mm.
interests. But the one that fuels it, that gives the foundation to every of his interests, is personal or selfish interest, which can be dangerous sometimes. But life is about
Mm.
interest, whether you
Mm.
like it or not. And my own
Mm.
interest is to ensure that everybody is happy. There's nobody who's talked to me. 99% of them, you will live better. I
Mm.
love to joke. I love to make people happy, and
Mm.
you know, uh, but human beings are the ones who have made life very difficult. Selfish interest, personal interest. If not, there's enough for everybody, you know. But we don't want to go into that. We don't want to wear people out with what already exists. We just want people to forget about the problems. Forget
Mm.
about the problems that are that are ongoing. You
Mm.
know, if I was selling pure water at some point and God helped me, I didn't need capital. It was just my comedy I used, and God had mercy on me. Uh,
Mm.
there are other things people too can do. I mean, just know what yours is, develop it. acquire the required skills for you to be seen and better, and so you enjoy patronage. Um, and not everybody will. Not not everybody will be a comedian. Not everybody will become an MD. Not everybody will come up with with products. Not everybody will manufacture. Just do what yours is. If you know it, fine. If you don't, who are we to judge you? Generally and globally, I think less than 10% of the people living in this world discover who they are. Guess
Hmm.
what? Everybody has potential.
Hmm.
Everybody has potential. Everybody. No human being was born empty. No human being was born empty. But the thing is that a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. Less than 10% ever discover. So me, I'm privileged that I'm one of the few that I discovered mine, and I'm still using it in these 25 years. And we're still learning on the job. And every event is unique. But you see, we make you forget your sorrows. We can't take it away. Only God can take it away.
Congratulations. And I allowed you to talk. Excuse me, didn't want to cut you.
Oh,
And
don't mind me. I talk for a living.
it's okay.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
a few questions.
Yes, sir.
I have looked into the future. I'm a futurist,
Right. Yes, sir.
and I've looked into the future.
Mm.
More persons are going to get more depressed in the coming days,
Unfortunately.
also because the Bible says so. Because the world is going to get darker, but there will be a light.
I can hear you, sir.
Hello, Limalam, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. I think there's something with the network, but it's back.
Yes, because the world is going to get darker,
Mm.
and the Bible says so.
Yes, sir.
So there will be need for light.
Yes, sir.
One of the major types of darknesses that will come upon the world is the darkness of mental challenges and
Mm.
sadness and depression.
Yes, sir.
That will be driven by economics. Majority of the economies of the world are deliberately shrinking disposable income. The meaning of that is that people will not have enough money to live their lives. Number two, even when they have money in their pocket, they'll be so stretched thin and it's not be easy for them to own anything. So we are moving towards the rentage economy.
Mm.
The biggest automobile use case in the world today, which are used to be taxis, is now being taken over by Uber and
Mm.
Lyft,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't own a single taxi.
Right.
The biggest airline today, I think either number two or three, is DHL, and they're
Mm.
just transporting parcels on behalf of all of us.
Right.
We are moving towards the rentage economy where you don't need to own anything. Airbnb is now a major factor, and guys like Booking.com.
Mm-hmm.
What am I saying? Ownership will reduce. That's the second factor that will make people much more unhappy. I therefore believe that comedy, and then there's source number three, the pharmaceutical industries, who are teaming up, the big pharmas who are teaming up with the traditional on the street um, addiction substances,
Mm.
kinds of distribution channels. So these
Mm.
pharmaceutical companies and those distribution channels are morphing together behind the scenes to create an addicted group of people or group of
Mm.
persons.
Mm.
The fourth dimension is that addiction is also being used on social media. So social media that used to be a place where you go to for refuge, you
Mm.
typically live more depressed.
Mm.
than happier. And all
If you're
the
not
when you
careful.
use your social media and your phones, all
Mm.
the hormones that are stimulated in the human body,
Mm.
that oxytocin, dopamine, and the other
Mm-hmm.
guys who are secreted to ensure that you are happier,
Happy.
are
Mm-hmm.
being attached to social media, which is an empty feeling. So after you drop your phone, you feel empty again. You want to pick the phone. So there is that addiction. That addiction eventually will feed into a level of depression because you can be
Mm.
on social media 247.
Yes.
All of that from futurist standpoint and the technology behavioral standpoint is
Mm.
showing us that there will be more depression on the earth.
Yes,
I
sir.
therefore believe that comedy and humorist capabilities or comic intelligence or humor intelligence is one of the biggest intelligences that will help us to live a sane life. I'll
Mm-hmm.
round up and allow you comment about this because I'm telling my friends that in yesteryears, it was one out of every four persons have a mental problem. Just list four of your family members. That data says one out of them is not okay. It's not everybody that is. Many are many are unwell, but few are roaming.
Mm.
There are people on full tie, well dressed with cap like this. Beg your pardon, who are well dressed, but mentally they are not very okay.
Mm.
The statistics much more recently says is two
Mm.
out of every four persons,
Yeah.
meaning that in between you and your wife and two children or three children,
Mm.
two of you are not well at any point in time. That's a joke. But let's go to a deeper one.
As a 50% percentile.
I'm
Mm.
telling you of the population. So, but this
Mm.
is the one that's scary.
Mm.
I am predicting by the end of 2026, latest the end of 2027, the question we're going to be asking questions like, for how many months were you saying this year?
Mm.
It won't be one out of every four, one of two out of every four. It will be we are all affected. It's just that you select how many months in a year you're saying for on the
We'll
dial.
create a spectrum. So
Thank you. Okay, everybody is there. I mean, jokingly
which
we
one is
say,
high, which is low? Mm.
yo, what role will comedy play? I'm of the opinion that comedy may be the last frontier or one of the
Yeah.
last frontiers of sanity for the human soul, an
Yes,
umbrella,
sir.
an ark
Yes,
of
sir.
safety in the coming days. We cannot
Mm.
do away with the reality of
Mm.
where we have found ourselves. I would like to hear from you.
Um, Fortunately, like I said, I'm privileged to be one of the practitioners of comedy, if there's anything like that. Comedy will be needed. Comic shows, comedy shows, comedy on the internet. Um, I think people like us will soon start having sessions. You talk with us, you feel better. You talk to us, you feel better. I actually mentor a lot of people. A lot, virtually every day. I spend up to 3 hours. Some people from Nigeria, out in this country as we speak, there are people who are not happy, especially now that it's gloomy, cold, very, very cold and windy. Yes. Comedy is needed. Humor is needed. Humor douses tension. Humor helps to de-escalate something that was serious. Oh, just explain it humorously. It will be better understood and assimilated. So you are very correct, sir. Comedy is needed. Comic shows, comedy shows, um, comedy is important. And because because I'm a comedian, I will have my. I told you that life is about interest. I will speak from that standpoint as a practitioner. That oh yes, we're important. We are needed. We are relevant. You can only see through your eyes. You can't see through other people's eyes. So I see that as a solution through my own eyes. I see I see these things you talk about, especially now that I live in America. Yeah, everything looks good. Um, my wife is a psych psych nurse, and she just shared some things with me, and really, not everybody that seems okay is okay, and they are driving. May you not encounter such a person. Not everybody you get on the train with is all right. Is all there. There are many people who still talking and wear their suits and look okay, but they are not suitable for the society. So
They
things
are
are
putting on
happening.
suit, they are putting on suit, but they are not suitable.
Well, exactly. So I mean, we are not judges. We do not have a right. No human being is better than the other. I believe that. I'm not better than you. You're not better than me. Like I said, um, the ecosystem that God has created that we call the world. I mean, you contribute yours, I contribute mine, right? I should be respected for what I bring to the table. You should also be respected for what you bring to the table. It's me today, you tomorrow. Everybody has a right to do well. But unfortunately, if some things are not going well with some individuals, I mean, we will only do our own part to make the situation better, make people laugh, they feel better. And when the show or whatever discussion you have with them is over, there's always a playback period in everybody's life. What you've ever listened to, what you've ever seen, what you've perceived, your experience, it plays back. It plays back. You can either control it or it plays back. It plays back. So for me, we inject humor into the world. People listen. Oh, people are happy. They remember just the same way people remember those who hurt them. So we have a role to play. Thank God we're talking about humor today. So people should call me. Call me, have a session, feel better. And there are lots of comedians everywhere. Lots in Nigeria, lots lots in the United States. So we have a role to play. Humor is very important. Humor also will help productivity. So you have this heavy heart. You are distracted by the realities of life. Things are not going well. You have back loans. You have this. You have that, and you have to be productive at your place of work. Right. At some point, we need to make you laugh so that you forget about your sorrows. Face whatever role you are playing, whatever role
Hmm.
you are playing at your place of work, so that productivity, fine, right? It's also possible that you have the owner of a business who is not all there, who is not feeling good. I heard of a billionaire, and I'm still wondering what happened. He just took his own, just ended it like that. And I'm wondering, you have chains of restaurants. Why did you end your life? So there must have been something that was wrong with him that people didn't know early enough.
Very
And that you
true.
have money does not mean you have everything.
Mm,
As simple as comedy seems, as accessible as it seems, it plays a very, very wonderful role. It's better to laugh than to be sad. And I mean, laugh, smile. You see some people permanently their faces are hard. Uh-uh. Cheer up. Cheer up. You're not the only one going through stuff. We too, we've gone. If I tell people what I've gone through, people will not believe. There were times we did not have sugar at home. We had only Gary. And my mother, very strict. They don't born you well. Go and collect sugar on credit. Ah, it will not be sweet in your mouth. It will not be sweet in your mouth. That's the kind of mother. She'll be 80 next year. That's the kind of mother I grew up with. I grew up under her. We did not have a TV. We did not have a TV. They no born you well. You go and watch TV somewhere else, and my mother finds out. May you not lose your sight. Yeah. So but here I am today. everybody has their stories, and the everybody has the routes or the routes they'll take, orchestrated by God. But in all, I mean, you are among the living, you are alive. Don't make things too hard. Laugh a bit, cheer up. And people like us will remind you that, come, there's a thing called laughter. Forget about your sorrows. It does not matter how difficult it is. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. So people say, what if they don't block the tunnel? No. There's light at the end of the tunnel, So like you said, yeah, people like us are needed. Humor is needed. It's very, very I've seen it work. I've seen it work. I've spoken to people. I won't mention their name, of course I can't. I've spoken to about 3 or 4 people this year who said they were suicidal. I don't know if that's a sensitive word to use, but after speaking to them, I invested hours, 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 hours. And they are good today. They are good today. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, I've made them my brothers. I've made them my
mm,
sisters. And that's it. So we give hope, we make you forget about your sorrows. Only God can erase the sorrows. But I mean, we
mm,
can douse the tension. We can take the pain away
mhm, mm,
temporarily. But you
mhm,
see, and the more of it you have, the better it is. It helps you gradually forget pain.
mm.
But humor is important. So patronize us.
Mhm.
My name is
I
Holy
think
Man.
yes,
My name is Holy
really.
Malam. Go to social media. You see me at official Holy Malam on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. I'm just kidding. But my name is my name my name is Holy Malam, and we make people happy. We make you forget your sorrow, like I said.
I totally agree with you, sir. And
Yes,
thank you
sir.
for such awesome. I just have a few more questions for you.
Okay, sir.
one of those who also believe that comedy is a productivity tool at
Yes, sir.
corporate level, based on the because comedy. When Edo Charles and I were speaking in the first part of this particular sub series, we actually were speaking about how um, um, comedy is a universal language of the human soul.
Everybody
How
understand.
everybody understands the moment of laughter, although it
Yes,
needs to be
sir.
designed in the corporate space so it doesn't become offensive. You don't want to
Yes.
say something that will make somebody else not productive or hurt someone else. You want to say
Mm-hmm.
something all the time that will move up
Mm-hmm.
the production possibility curve, which is how
Mm-hmm.
much of uh, potential of the business are you harnessing into the business. That spike up is what comedy should help us do. So because you want to
Yes,
make
sir.
it move production up, you have to design
Mm-hmm.
it. It means if you have a
Yes.
certain kind of problem in a workspace, you can design the necessary comic intervention. If it's an employee engagement, if it's a
Mm-hmm.
staff retention, if it's
Mm-hmm.
punctuality, whatever behavioral pattern you see, because comedy or humor is a uniform point where
Yeah.
everybody will just burst out laughing, and it's unscripted, it's unplanned. Even the
Mm.
boss has no control over it. It's almost a
Yeah.
natural process that everybody just fits in. So we can
Yeah.
design that and use it as a productivity tool when we insert comedy and humor into the production process itself,
Yeah.
based on the
Yeah.
kind of problem we want to solve. So we produce it and insert it into the areas of weaknesses of the business itself. Now, my
Yeah.
problem with that is that there are not too many comedians that understand business and business process,
Mm.
so are able to use comedy to solve those problems.
Yeah.
Because it requires the design, the process must be designed, and the
Yeah.
comedy input that's necessary for that behavioral change must be
Yeah.
designed and
Mm-hmm.
properly weighed before you embed it into the production line. How do you think this can be done in a pragmatic, practical way? If I engage as a comedian that my staff are not engaged in my brand, I see a lot of them planning to churn or leave, and I want you to come and consult with me. I get my consultant, someone like me who's a futurist, and recommends comedy as one of the rally moments. Or people are not talking, or there's a disaster, they want to leave the business, or people are not talking, or there's just something going on, and there's a change. How would you approach it?
Okay. So I did NLP. And there's something they call Ericksonian hypnosis, and
Ericksonian
it helps a lot.
hypnotic
As a
models. Like,
speaker, as a
uh,
comedian,
let me explain
as a
quickly.
public speaker.
30 seconds. Let me just
Okay,
insert.
sir.
Let me just insert very quickly.
Yes, sir.
Eric, for those who don't know, it's a man called Milton Erickson.
Yes, sir.
I think his name was John Milton Erickson. John Milton Erickson
Mm,
was one of the first users of the neuro linguistic programming methodology, and
right.
he did work in programming the mind to be in a
Yes.
certain state for productivity and vice versa. If we can get the
Yeah.
state, we can get the productivity, and productivity
Yeah.
is only possible if the mind is tuned, and you can use your words or the signals that enter your mind that
Yes.
to program your neural endings or
Mm,
neurological patterns. That's neuro
yeah.
linguistic programming, using
Mm,
words and understanding the environment to penetrate into your soul, a realm where you cannot see,
yeah.
and effect a change therein. So that's what
Yeah.
Milton Erickson did. Go on, sir. I hope
The
I did complete.
Ericksonian hypnosis. So you notice that most speakers, most public speakers use it. We tell you what you
Thank you.
need to know. We constantly call your attention to only positive things. That enhances productivity. Before I did NLP, I told you, I said quite a number of organizations will call me. I'll attend their workshops with them. I'll attend their conferences with them. I'll just be in the class, not as an MC sometimes. I'll just be the funny person in the class. That helps to retain knowledge. That helps to assimilate. That helps you to forget about all your sorrows, whatever baggage you're bringing in into work. That helps you leave it outside. And gradually, it creates an atmosphere where everybody is productive, where everybody is productive. Um, and there's a lot of persuasion that comes with it. It makes you see the brighter side of life, whether we like it or not. There are problems everywhere. There are bills that are waiting, bills that you've not paid. There are things that people owe stuff. Hey, I want to buy this. I want to, all those things are there. It's part of life. It's part of life. But do we want to pay attention on those negative things alone? No. You know, we leave those things temporarily. Face the task at hand. Productivity. Do whatever it is you're required to do as a staff, as the owner of a business. So that you had a bad day now does not mean that you cancel your meetings. That you had a bad day now does not mean you attend the meeting and you are throwing tantrums or transferring aggression. People who they knew nothing, so they don't they don't expect that you just come there and and relate to them in a you can lose businesses on behalf of your organization, or even on behalf of your company, your business. So we can help you. Like I said, we can help you forget those things. Can help you forget those things. See only the positive things in life
Mm, mm,
by using comedy. Oh, you laugh, you smile. You laugh, you smile. You laugh, you smile. And as time goes on, there will always be a playback. The same way you pay attention to what people said that were not
mhm,
good, things that made you sad, the same way you remember that someone made you happy, someone made you laugh. There were reasons for you to laugh, to giggle. Sometimes you're just by yourself. You just laugh, you're in the shower, you're alone, you're driving alone, even in the midst of people just see that, oh, you're laughing. Now, what's happening? You remember that someone told you a joke, someone made
mm,
you happy, you know. And that's it. That's the role I play. That's the role comedians play. And it's very, very important. As unserious as people think that we are, no, what we do is a serious business. And I'll say this: Ali Baba, Ali Baba played a role. Alibaba played a role in my life. Oh, comedian, yeah, I was just a comedian. And I'd taken the 500 naira that time, like I said. For those who are just joining, go to the beginning and you hear what I said. But Alibaba took it to a level. Alibaba made it an institution. And we appreciate him for
mm,
that. You
mm,
know? Yeah. Alibaba did events, all those corporate events, and I'll be wondering, how did he do it? How did But he always told me, encouraged me. I will never forget. He always told me about books, So he told me about Glendora. I remember Ikoyi. So I bought a few books, but those jokes were foreign jokes. But I just read. Then I read books on public speaking, and I told you I went to meet those other mentors. And so Alibaba made me understand that these things are possible. The same way I also tell people that it is possible to be a happy person
mm,
in the midst of challenges. And I mean, it's a choice. You can choose to be sad and wear out quickly, or choose to cling to hope and have a brighter future.
mm,
And a lot of people are hanging by a thread. Trust me, this is real life. People call me. I'm a very patient listener because I know what I went through and I try
mm,
my best. All that I do is encourage you. It does not matter how I have my issues too. I have kids who are growing. Uh, that their activities are capital intensive. From the first one who is in university to the one who will soon join her, to the last one who is 14, who plays soccer. I'll take that one. I'll take the middle one who plays football and the one in college. So I have my own too, but I do not ignore my role as a humorist. So in the midst of that, I travel, I do my events, I come back, I speak to people, I make people happy, I make them forget about their sorrows. That's the role we play as humorists. And when all those baggages are set aside, productivity is a must because there's no distraction. There is no distraction. There is no distraction. What humor does is that it suspends the weight of that baggage you came with. So at that moment you don't feel it. And guess what? One session of humor, one session of comedy
mhm,
can last you a whole week, a whole month, a
mm,
whole year.
mm,
That's how powerful humor is.
mm,
That's how
mm.
powerful humor is. Yes.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
people will
much.
say, "Oh, yes, it's sounding like that because it's a comedian." No, it's just a privilege that I find myself doing this. But look at it. Before I even started comedy, we used to watch those comic relief, Baba Suwe, Jaguar, all those, and the family used to be happy. Those are talking points. We'll talk about it and we'll look forward to the next episode. You know, so it is what it is. Comedy is important. Humor is a vital part of
Heart. Amazing.
of the world,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you so much. Super amazing time. So you mentioned that you have had your own issues. So how did you cope? You're also being a Christian comedian. How did you cope? How did that work out? What happened? And how were you able to
Oh
scale
yes,
it through?
I had my issues. I had people I helped. I had people who backstabbed me. I have yeah, yes, I wasn't prepared for it, because I was
Mm,
giving out comedy. I was making people laugh and everything. I didn't know that. That there are people who will come back to bite you, and people who betrayals here and there. People I gave food. People I helped. Backstab them. But after some time, I had to outgrow that. I had to outgrow that because now I can tell people authoritatively that if you choose to be in a sad place, it takes you down with speed, a lot of speed.
mm, mm,
Happiness, sadness, both engage the mind. So you are the one who should choose which one you want. Sadness, pondering on negative things, can take you down very, very, very quickly. Very, very quickly, in such a way that all the positives you've built can go down the drain very quickly. That's why you see that people, if they're not careful, they just end it, especially in the Western world where we are. So one has to be very careful. So I had to come out of my, thank God for the prayers you gave me, the prophecies and all those things. Then I also reminded myself of the things God had done. Sometimes I'll just go and I'll look at the pictures I have with those presidents and I say, wow, this is the kind of person that I've been. I've added value to, I did a wedding one time. Um uh Ambassador Yinka Ifele was one who played at the event. And there were about 2,000 people, plenty people, wedding. And I was MC. I felt good. So I go back, I remember these things, um, and I remember where God picked me from, what I've been, the kind of money at the age of 34. At the age of 34, I was planning to get a jet. At the age of 34. Yeah, I've made money in bags and all of that. I enjoy those things. I remember them, and I thank God for what He has done for me, and I thank God for where I am. I mean, this could have been worse, but they say midlife crisis happen. Yeah, they happen. You get to a country where you did not expect you stay, and the economy is different, everything. But after some time, you get used to it, and you get better. And thank God we are where we are now. You know,
Mm,
but making people happy, laughing at jokes, remembering occasions that made you happy. It's better. You stick with that. Sadness, beating yourself up, regrets, and all those. No, 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 no. Let's go of them so that you can live better. You can live a healthier life. Trust me. A happier person has a better what's it called? A happier person has a better uh blood pressure. Yes.
mm,
It happened to me. I went to see my doctor the other time. By the time my blood pressure was high. Now it's low. Don't
mm,
ponder on negative things. I read a book by Eckhart Tolle, uh the power of now, right? And he said that the things that you did in the past will only bring regrets. Don't dwell too much on the past. And if you're afraid of the future, that's
mm,
anxiety. It's not necessary. Enjoy
mm,
what you have now, and
mm,
choose to dwell on positive things alone. Positive things alone. Positive things alone. Please give me 1 second. Let me quickly tell my daughter that she has to drive slow because of the snow. Just give me 1 second.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Tolu,
Our
Tolu,
viewers, we are
Tolu,
waiting for our host, Holy Malam, to
tell her to
come
drive
back
very slow,
quickly.
slowly,
We
okay?
we need
Slow.
to get
Okay.
the ball rolling
I'm sorry.
with some of the deeper lessons.
I'm back, sir. Sorry about that. She's taking her brother to work.
Okay, okay,
So,
okay.
so with these few points of mine, I hope that I've been able to convince you and not confuse you. Humor, as a matter of fact, is a necessity. Is a necessity for you to have a balanced life because we have the ups and downs of life. Now, whether you have faith or not, life happens to everybody. When life happens to you, you need to neutralize those dark seasons with
Mm,
light. Comedy brings light, humor brings light. There's
mm,
an engagement of your mind at that time that only makes you see only makes you see. Yeah, it sounds like easy talk. Talk is cheap, but it helped me. It helped me, and it can help you too. You know, I mean, talking to the general public, it can help us, can help you, and it has helped me. And so comedy is good. Humor is essential. It's an
Mm,
essential commodity, as it were.
All right. Um,
Yes, sir.
so apart from comedy and humor, what other things helped you in that season of those periods when those negative things were going on? I know we prayed together at times, shared prophetic
Oh
words,
yeah.
all of those things. I want some graphic
Um,
examples that literally happened and made a difference in those times.
so when the Lord speaks to you, when the Lord says XYZ will happen, so there's prophecy. Prophecy helps you to look forward to, right? Helps your expectation positively. So okay, oh, this is season, this is dark season down. Oh yeah, but it helps you look up to the seasons that are ahead. It also sustains you.
Mm,
You keep reminded, it keeps reminding you that it will not always be like this. And there's a topic I spoke on, and I told people, I still tell people, I said nothing lasts forever.
mm,
Nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. Uh, and you were democratically elected. You do your first term, you do your second term. In a country where they allow third term, we thank God. 4 years, 4 years, 4 years. After 12 years, your supremacy will come to an end. You find yourself
mm,
in an autocratic setting. You've been president for 40 years, 42 years. They're saying you should leave. You don't want to leave. No problem. No problem. One day, age will catch up. You'll be 90, 92, 93, 95. One day, you just wake up. The one who created you will just say, okay, off that channel. Your channel is ended, meaning that your 50-year reign comes to an end eventually. Nothing lasts forever. The same
mm,
thing with hardship, sadness, and all those negative things. They don't last forever. Always see life from this perspective. It will not last forever. You had an accident, you had a fracture, the pain is there. You go, you take medication, therapy, and all of that. After some time, the pain will end. Nothing lasts forever.
mm,
There's backstabbing, there's discouragement, this and that. No problem. After some time, opportunities and activities will make you forget those things that if you're not told that you once were in that situation, you'll not remember you were there. Nothing lasts forever. You told me then many times. Now, if people don't know, you are my pastor, you are my prophet. You've told me, the Kairos ministry, the Kairos family, where you know, prophecies have come out. And oh, this will happen, that will happen. And they actually happened. So if one happens, it encourages you even more that the next will happen and the other ones will happen. And as time went by, yeah, they happened. You gave a prophecy that, oh, in this country, God is going to make you a permanent resident. God is going to make you this. God is going to make you that. All of that time, I didn't think it will happen. Guess what? It happened eventually. Nothing lasts forever. Good things expire, bad things expire. What makes
mm,
good things expire is age. After some time, you will leave it here. So we didn't meet anything. We didn't come to this world with anything. We won't go with anything. But you see, the abundance of the earth will always be there. The problems of the earth will always be there. So you have a mixture of everything, but nothing lasts forever. So when you looked at it, things were gloomy, things were bad for me. Yeah, because I felt like fish out of water. Nigeria, where they used to pay me money with bags. the contracts that I did, all those things. I come here, I'm not able to do, I'm not able to move the way I used to move. I'm not able to spend the way, waiting they happen. I brought my card. I was using Nigeria. Yeah, I also learned how to be humble. Oh, you have some millions in your account, then you are using the card, yeah, from naira to dollar. Ah, and you are not generating income. You are not earning. Nothing lasts forever. The account, you know. But as time went by, I had to acclimatize. There are two words in life everybody must work with if you want to go far: adoption and adaptation. Those two words are key. You must learn to adopt a new system you've never been used to. It's different when you are visiting, it's different when you come to live permanently. That's to adopt. Then to adapt, get used to the system, get used to the situation. And and if you've ever laughed before in your life, consciously go back to those stages. I mean, it will help you. It will help you. If you've ever, if anything has ever made you laugh, if you've ever watched any show, if you've ever listened to someone who made you laugh, if you've ever remembered something that happened in your childhood that made you guys laugh, deliberately go back to those times to make you better. And on social media now, there are a lot of skits. A lot of skits. You said something about social media, sir. You said some people go there and sometimes they leave empty, they leave sad. It's a choice. Anything that will make you sad, skip it. Move to the next one. If you find something that is funny, that is not vulgar, why not do it? Enjoy comedy, enjoy humor, enjoy laughter. It helps a lot. It helps a lot. I don't know. I don't. I'm just saying a lot of things. I don't know if I've made sense today, but
Yes, yes, yes. You made a lot of sense, and I want to read the comments. By the way, I sent you a few messages which I know you didn't catch. Please,
oh,
on your WhatsApp, I sent you some messages on your WhatsApp, but
oh,
I
did you?
will.
Oh,
Yes, yes, but
I'm sorry.
don't
Can
worry.
I quickly
Take
do that?
time. No, no, no. Take time. Take time. I want to read some of the comments uh, on the screen. You can come. I'll just read some of the comments. Robert Morgan says greetings. Thank you, Robert Morgan. Motaya Abiola says and then we have Sharon. Say brother Hallelujah. So Sharon say hi, Pastor. Emily Aitonji says hello, Pastor. We got Esther Jai says wow. Then I said comedians some of the most intelligent people in the world because I know they are. Then mommy Titilola says hello, Pastor. Good to see you, Limala. This is Ajayi Esther Daniels from Instagram. Thank you for relating with us. By the way, she says the story struck me. It takes a lot of courage to keep pushing, I must say. Somebody, Moti Abola, say, Awu guys are tough, very tough indeed. Someone says, basketball Dobale for them recently. He has to. We live in a very funny environment. Tosin Toye says, amazing, I call her Prophetess Tosi. Sister Mudupe Nebedom says, highly intelligent people, sir. Then Esther Daniels says, a new level of professionalism is needed to appear in such rooms. Um, somebody says, very true. If you still is very true, you are still local when you have local content. All right, now let me go to recently. If it was to be an upcoming comedian, okay, there was an upcoming comedian in Songwater. They will have jokingly start insulting people in power, and they would just be
Mm,
calling it comedy. When you were speaking about professionalism,
mm,
uh, then Prophetess Tosin says, I've always believed people learn better in a more relaxed environment. Um, Esther Ajayi Daniel says, very well said, sir. Everyone has a potential. It just a potential. It just has to be discovered. All right, and we have many more comments. Esther Ajayi Daniels also said, I grew up in a very serious environment that sees comedy as not important and embraces constant reading of books, being focused. So that made me not be a fan of comedy. When I get bored, I feel it's weird to watch comedy. So I stick majorly with music and picking up my guitar. But then coming to uni, I saw how people around me love it, and those months where I watch along with them releases a lot on my mind. I must say it is needed. All right, Tupen Medium say it allows you to release emotional tension and see your struggles from a lighter perspective. Thank you and well done, sir. I've forgotten who said that life in close up is tragedy and at a distance shot is comedy. Life in
Yeah.
close shots is tragedy,
Hmm.
and at a
Yeah.
distance shot is comedy.
Hmm.
If you're too
Yeah.
close to something, you're looking at it, it becomes
Hmm.
tragic for you.
Hmm.
Then Esther Jai says, imagine you have TV and they would drive you to go and read your book. I grew up not loving to watch movies. Even now that I'm older, I prefer to read a book or sing. But I must say it's quite tough because most times your brain can get so tight. Now I used to initiate watching comedy or a short movie before my brain blows off. You need Esther, you need to change that pattern. All right. Happiness and sadness both engage the mind. So it's left for you to choose what is yours as a person. Yeah, but Sister Modupe says, we see you making all us laugh all the time, but comment doesn't stop life from happening. So when you face your own challenges, how do you choose happiness? Because when you are the one going through challenges, it's different. And then you went to that adaptation, and then we go. And then there is Mr. Rolo too. Thank you for joining us via Facebook. We really appreciate you. And everyone who's made a comment, thank you so much. Yeah, some of the questions about when you're the one going through stuff, and also some other comments as you have. Please go on, sir.
Okay, so I was going to talk about that. Okay, so you are the one who you are the humor merchant, right? You are the one who, humor is my product. I'm the producer of humor, right?
Yeah,
So at some point, humor is not there, and life happens. But you see, that I'm a humorist doesn't mean I've not been at the receiving end of other people's humorous products. And that's why I said, if you've ever laughed before, go back to what made you laugh. It's the mind. To a large extent, you can control your mind. Oh. Your mind can be elastic. It can also shrink. You have to deliberately, I mean, you remember those things that were good. So those things helped me. Those things helped me. David said, the God who delivered the bear and the lion, or who delivered me from the bear or the lion or something, or give him victory over the bear or the lion, that same God would give
just
him
deliver
victory
me.
over Goliath, right?
Mm.
The God who made me happy. He made me sit with governors and presidents. The president, I will never stop talking about this thing. One day we met no, early this year, we met a big Oba, the Kabiyesi from Nigeria, you know. And of course, we had to prostrate and all of that. My son, he's taller than me now. He just wanted to go and shake casually. Quickly, I arranged him. In less than 1 minute, he was already on the floor. The position he should take because he didn't know. We didn't know that he would meet Kabiyesi and all of that. And Kabiyesi spoke to me, and all of that. And my children were wondering, oh, you know him? Then one of the artists, just some days ago, the kitchen there, one of the artists, my daughter said, you know him? I said, Una don't see me finish. You've seen me finish because what I most of the times when I travel to go do my events, they are not there with me. But I take them to their sport, I take them to this, I take them to that. What America has done for me is that I am closer to my family. No PAs, no house helps, no driver. I do everything, and the children are growing and but they when I tell them that this has helped me to meet this person, this has exposed me to that person. And so once in a while, I bring pictures and I show them. I say, these things. Then I told them one time, I said, before we left Nigeria, do you remember that we had a bag of money? in millions. I poured it down. They were younger then, about 10 years ago. Yeah, before they came here. I poured the money on the floor, millions. And I said they should step on it. That they should step on it and that they should say that money will be under us.
Mm.
We will never be under money. They were young
Amen.
kids. It was fun. They were laughing and all of that, but I poured the money on the floor. On many occasions, I used to be paid in bags. You know, I remember such things. It brings me out of the pit. I remember monarchs, kings, when you and a king, a president, senators, and I'm MC, and I'm introducing the Dr. Miles Monroe and I took pictures. I remember that he prayed for me. Dr. Les Brown, Dr. Stephen Covey. These are people that I never imagined I would meet in my life, but I met them. So when I remember such things, it gives me hope. It gives me hope, and God reminds me that I've done it for you before. And I've used a prophet to tell you. And I mean, that's where you come in. That I'm going to do even more. And it's happening. Uh-uh. So, I mean, if I choose to stay in a sad place, unhappy place, then I'm guilty. God has tried for me. God has helped me. And I want people to think that way. God has ever done anything good for you. Abba, thank Him and look forward to the next one. Like I said earlier, God has good plans for everybody, every human being. Whether you have congenital malformation or not, that you're among the living, God deliberately allowed you to be part of us. And I'm not trying to switch talk everybody so that you forget about the real issues, because sometimes when challenges are tough and people try to forcefully encourage you, you'll be angry that no, you don't see what is happening. After the person has gone, you'll be left alone. You calm down and remember that indeed God has done something good for you, especially when God is saying He will do more for you. How about then you should be in a better place. And anything that makes you or that may ever made you laugh, ponder on it while you are waiting for God. If not, ah, the devil catches people very well. Oh. If you choose to stay in the zip code of that darkness, it will, and in darkness you don't see anything. Darkness can swallow someone very, very quickly. Hold on to the things He has done in the past that are good, then look forward to the good things He will do. I'm an evangelist of hope. If you're among the
Amen.
living, if you're among the living, there is nothing that can happen. Anybody's story can change anytime. I've seen it happen. Oh. I've seen it happen, and that's why we should be careful. If you think, oh, okay, I have it all today, I'm a big man, and you treat people anyhow, uh, hmm, don't don't treat people anyhow. You don't know who will become what.
Amen.
Uh, don't anybody can become anything. Even you yourself. You start with yourself. Don't ever write yourself off. At Okoko then I remember there were times I thought I wrote myself off. I didn't know. And these were years before I even started comedy. 95, 96, 96 I had to go and work. They used to pay me 1,002 per month, 1,200 naira, not dollars. And I was happy. I was glad that I had something I was doing. My dad wanted me to work with him where he would be paying me 5,000 monthly. That was big money that time. My mother said no, they were separated. My mom said no, he will spoil you. You won't go to school. I didn't like her for that, but she said be a man. So I went to work. I worked from 96 to 98. You know, and as young as I was, people listened to me. I can't remember why they listened to me. I made everybody laugh. People were happy to be around me. Then eventually I went to Nassau. People laugh. People were happy. But sometimes me, I would wonder, what are they seeing in me? I was one of those people who wrote themselves off. I wrote myself off because remember I told you that I'm my uncle's wife. She made me think that I was nothing at a young age. I'm talking about my formative years, you know? So I grew up with that thing, thinking that, oh, I was a nobody. And my teacher, I've forgotten her name, but I remember her face. As we speak now, it's as if she's looking at me. Uh, she made me feel like that I was nothing. But look at me today. So the highs, the lows, and now we're enjoying the high again by God's grace. Um, that you've had bad times before does not mean you will remain in a bad zip code. Always, always take it a day at a time. Be expectant because anything can happen for anybody. Honestly, anything can happen for anybody. Your situation can change. There was a time there was a business I did. I won't mention it. But it was one person that introduced me to one person, that introduced me to one person. And that's it. Whatever you find yourself doing, do it well. Smile at people. Smiling
Mm.
attracts you to people. Then favor will come.
Amen.
But if you are always sad, looking strict, looking unfriendly, Ah, sometimes it's like a repellent to favor because it's human beings that will approach you and will help you at the end of the day. So smile. So I don't know if this is relevant, but I have an imaginary audience that I speak to in preparation for whenever I have an opportunity to speak. I've spoken at events where we had only 30 people. I wasn't up to 40 then, was I? No, I just done. And the lady, the American lady, was saying, "How old are you?" I told her I was 39 at the time, I think. That was a long time ago. I'm approaching 50 very soon. And she said, "No, you are older than that." I spoke. I'd learned all those things I learned in Nigeria. And that was what I spoke to them. And doors opened after that time. You know, Another teaching that I had that I've not done yet is that, you see, it's not difficult to smile. A simple smile can change your story, can change your life. I've flown a lot. I can't count how many times. And I've had people either on my right or my left. And sometimes it's business class. You know, just a smile can start a conversation and your life will change. The Lagos Business School used me as a case study. And I remember Professor Peter Bamkole was a doctor at the time. We met at the lounge. We did Virgin Atlantic that year. He wrote my case study. If I was frowning my face, they probably would have said, this one get problem. I think we'll avoid that. A smile. And that's why, you see, humor makes you smile, makes you laugh. Sometimes you just smile. It's because you remembered something that was nice. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yes, yes,
I don't know if I'm making sense.
yes,
Anyways,
you are.
I went through my own down moments and I remember the good things God had did for me. I remember the times that I was invited to the presidency, and there were times where I would just leave the place and go to the restroom to go and shed tears because they were like dreams to me. Eh, For years, we did not have TV, and you were not allowed to watch anybody's TV. We're not allowed to collect sugar on credit, like I said earlier. And this is me, the president. We did events where we'll have the national anthem. And while we're on stage, I'll shed tears and I try to hold it back because, of all people, me, so God has been good to me. God has been good to a lot of people listening. And if God has been good to you once, it means He can be good to you again. Can be
Amen.
good to you again. Yes, sir.
Amen. Thank you so much.
You're
Some
most
comments
welcome.
again in the chat. I will take the last comments now. If there's any question, please help us send me in the chat or in any of the platforms to get to us. I sent you. I sent you WhatsApp on your. I sent you a message on your WhatsApp.
Can I
Uh,
look at them and
yes,
respond?
yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Look at
I'm
them, but
sorry. I didn't want to lose the. I didn't want to lose the.
yeah, because I'm about to ask you one now. What is the rule of genuine, true support systems like great ministries when you're going through tough times. Hello, can you hear us? Are we still online? Oh, I hope the internet hasn't acted up.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. So I said, what's the role
Oh,
of genuine, true support
no,
systems?
no,
And
no. I'm sorry. So I just saw that we have we have a lot of Kairos people that have been communicating with me, but I didn't see it. I'm so sorry. I'm so
that's
sorry. I'm so sorry. So for people who are now, for people who are watching us, if you've heard of Kairos, Kairos is our ministry. This person speaking is a resource person, is a trainer, is a psychologist, but is our prophet, Pastor Adeoye Abodunrin, our host today. Okay, so Kairos is his ministry, and I've been a recipient of Kairos. So he's my prophet. So if you've heard me talk about that he gave prophecies and all of that, it's because yes. So Kairos, there are members of Kairos that have said hi, that have said a lot of things. I'm sorry I didn't see it, so I just went back to sit down and just seeing the chats. You know, you are the one reading them out. Um, please give me some time to dwell on this. I wasn't going to live in America, hmm? But there was a time I remember that night we had done a Kairos meeting. Pastor Adewi said something. He said I should take my wife out of the country. That the Lord said I should. Say which kind of thing be this one now? They were paying me money. In fact, I was making money. I was not happy. Very reluctantly. 2 years after, two years old, we were still on the matter. So eventually, I brought her here. And many years after, he said he saw XYZ that was going to happen to her. Guess what happened? After many years, she had cancer. We paid about 250,000. That was the bill, $250,000 for everyone who cares to know. So I'm trying to imagine that what if I did not listen to what he said? Would have been short one, would have lost her. Because calculate dollars, quarter of a million. Calculate $250,000 in naira. Where I want to see him. That was about 400 million. I did a rough estimate. So pastor said we should leave, and we left. And we left. I'm sorry, I used the wrong English. And at some point, I said, are you sure I didn't make a mistake? This, that. Every step of the way. It was not funny the first few years, but he kept telling me that the Lord said this, the Lord said that, the Lord said he would do this, the Lord said he would do that. There was one time I said, no, sir, this, that. But with patience, it came to pass. You remember, sir?
yes.
And
The
in
prophetic word,
during that time,
the
sir, go
prophetic
ahead, sir.
word, the prophetic word that came
Yes, sir.
was that the word that God gave us was that a medical condition was going to arise about 9 to 10 years from that time.
Yeah,
That if you're not in an economy where the medical insurance scheme was good enough to cover our health, may we not lose her.
exactly.
That was the
That-
plan,
that-
and that's what we acted on. Yeah, and you were thinking of going to Canada at the time. I remember, and then you kept asking.
Yeah, and whenever, so me, I didn't know that. I didn't know we could talk about yeah, I didn't know that I could go into all the prophetic things on this at this meeting. I didn't know, or in this meeting, I didn't know. We did IELTS, we did all those things. Then we say, oh, we'll pray about Canada. Then you will be saying that in Jesus' name the Lord will set you in the US. And I've been wondering what is happening now. We're praying about Canada. We've spent money, we've done the English test, we've done all this. But you say that the Lord will make a way for you in the US. It was annoying. So but eventually, the Canada thing did not work, mysteriously, and I guess miraculously, and God brought us here to America, um, where God has been good to us. I won't lie to you. The children are growing. The first and second are driving. The third one is 14. Like I said, they play sports, and the one that is academic person is an academic person. And God has really, really, really helped us. But you see, my conclusion is that if you're not patient, you cannot receive from God. Trust the process, be expectant. And while you are waiting, when it looks as if things are not really nice, remember the good things God has done for you. Pastor, I'm saying it again. I did not know that I could talk about the prophetic parts. I did not know. I thought it was just going to be the what's the word now?
It's a full because our experiences are integrated as human beings. So please go
Yes,
ahead.
yeah, and I'm happy that everyone who's just joining us should please listen from the beginning. I laid emphasis on the consultant, the what part now? The speaking, the professional part. But now I'm taking out time to explain what God has done for us in Kairos. I've been a member of Kairos since how many years now? I remember the day I met you. That was 2012, I think.
Yeah.
2012. And since that time, we've not looked back. God has been good through you, through your ministry. And I'm an ambassador of Kairos. Anywhere I go, I talk about Kairos. I invite people. Some come, some don't come. But those who come, they say, who be that man? Say, wait till you tell us. You know, this is the feedback I get. And it's a privilege to be part of the Kairos family. And now we don't just live by fasting realities of life, things that happen in real life. We enjoy, you know. Oh, the Lord is saying do this, the Lord is saying that. The Lord is saying take a course in this, go to school concerning skill acquisition. That will help you. Some things grace does not cover,
Mm.
you know. So as pragmatic as possible, as practical as possible. That the Lord is saying you should do nursing. Yes. If the Lord says you should do nursing, it means you go to nursing school. Don't just go somewhere, go on a mountain and come back, then come down from the mountain as a nurse. No, you will misinject people. So if God is saying that you should go to nursing school, it's because God has a space for you in the nursing field.
Profession.
Like my wife now. My wife never knew she'd be a nurse, but you told her then. I remember. I'm sure people don't know. You told her then that she should do nursing. There was a pastor that was telling her that time, no, don't do this, do psychology. Who psychology help? I'm not saying psychologists will go to hellfire because you are one, you're a psychologist. But you told her then that the Lord said she should do nursing. And that nursing, today she's good. And we are like citizens here. Now, it was true that nursing. What else? I'm trying to remember at, to the
No,
extent that even, sir, go ahead, sir.
no, go on, no, go on. To the extent that go on, go on.
Even when it was time for immigration, I said, are we sure? The pastor said, the Lord will make them expedite your own. It was during COVID. That's 5 years ago. That they will pick your documents from other people's, they will bring it out. That he sees a pile. That was what he said. So they will bring it out and expedite it. I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening, that was what happened. They picked the documents that had to do with ours, they expedited it, and we left the state where we were. We came here. And we sometimes we don't remember what God has done. And it's an opportunity for me to remember what God has, done for us. I remember vividly. Um, it didn't look as if anything will happen. All of a sudden it happened. And everything happened very quickly. So she had cancer. She almost died while she was having cancer. When she was recovering, she passed nursing. From nursing, she became an RN. From there, the document was brought out, and people were praying for her every day in Kairos for like a year. That in such a way that when we went back, the oncologist said, "Wow, cells disappear that fast. That everything died." With the treatment and
And
prayer, and yes, sir.
and God gave us that
So,
word that by the time you go
so-
back, God gave us that word that
yes,
by the
sir.
time you go back, the doctors will say that the cells were not there anymore. That was that word one
They
night
were
for
not,
you.
oh, they were not there. So they just did every procedure because it's statutory that they do it. They just did it so that it doesn't look as if they did not do. And these are how many years after God has been good to us, you know. Um, I'm a product of prophecy. Before I was born, prophecy. When I started my life, a few prophecies here and there. But when I joined Kairos, prophecy was activated in my life. So many times I know what to expect. Or rather, I'm expectant because the Lord has said it. And because the Lord has done a lot of things in the past, I know He will do what He has said He will do. So, if you're also listening to us and you've not joined Kairos, it's an opportunity. I'm using this opportunity to invite you. Now, when we come to Kairos, they don't say, don't go anywhere else. Kairos is the family. Just join and see what God is doing there, and you know, have testimonies like me. Pastor, you didn't say I should say that, but I'm just telling everyone to come and experience what I experienced. I am grateful to God that and the comedy thing I still do it. People say, do you still do comedy? What kind of question is that? I travel to different parts of the states. I was at one last week. I'm doing another one next week and in 2 weeks. So it makes me travel. I meet all kinds of people. We make them laugh globally, and God has been good.
Wow. 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 What an awesome time. Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much. I've I've looked through the chat. There's no other question.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you so much. We will continue again with John and Oli Malam. We are coming back. We're going to do some combined sessions and also with you more. Thank you so much for all the lessons, deep lessons so far. We appreciate you. I'm excited at what God is doing in your life. I pray God's glory and presence shall continue to be upon you and your family. The Lord increase you on all sides and cause His face to
Amen,
shine
sir.
upon you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was quintessential ace pioneer Christian gospel comedian in Nigeria, the pioneer, the foremost name in that industry, Ulimalam. And on that note, we're going to log out now. It's been 2 hours, 2 minutes of speaking,
Yeah.
45 seconds now of speaking to you all. Thank you so much as we round up in the studio. Thank you. I'm going to come back your way again in a few days. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Ulimalam.
everybody.
Thank you
Thanks for
so
your patience. It felt like 30 minutes.
much. Loads to learn, actually.